Tonight, I want you to forget everything science fiction ever taught you about the stars. Forget the heroic captains warping across galaxies. Forget the idea that humanity will inevitably spread through the universe like explorers crossing an ocean, because the truth is far stranger and far more terrifying. Every time you look into the night sky, you are staring at a universe that may already be unreachable. Those tiny points of light above your head are not nearby destinations waiting for better rockets. They are separated from us by distances so enormous that the human mind can barely hold them, and standing between humanity and the stars is an invisible wall built into reality itself. The speed of light. It sounds simple at first. Nothing can travel faster than light. You hear that sentence in school, you memorize it, and then you move on. But very few people stop to ask what that actually means for the future of civilization. What if the speed of light is not just a rule, but a prison? What if the universe is designed in such a way that intelligent life can never truly escape its own cosmic neighborhood? Because the closer scientists look at the laws of physics, the more unsettling the picture becomes. Space is not merely big, it is violently, absurdly, incomprehensibly large. Even light, the fastest thing nature allows, struggles to cross it. Entire human lifetimes become meaningless against cosmic distances. A journey to another star could outlast civilizations. A single grain of dust at near light speed could destroy a spacecraft instantly. Time itself begins to break apart when you move too fast. And meanwhile, the universe is expanding, quietly carrying distant galaxies beyond our reach forever. The most shocking part is this. The barrier may not be technological, it may be fundamental. No invention, no engine, no future genius may ever fully defeat it. Humanity may one day master artificial intelligence, conquer diseases, and build cities on other worlds, yet still remain trapped inside a tiny bubble of space, unable to truly roam the cosmos. And if that is true, then every civilization in the universe may share the same fate. Somewhere, perhaps millions of light years away, other intelligent beings could be staring into their own night skies, dreaming the exact same dream we are dreaming now, never realizing they are permanently isolated by the architecture of reality itself. So tonight, we are going to explore one of the darkest and most fascinating ideas in modern physics, the possibility that the speed of light is not humanity's gateway to the stars, but the reason we may never reach them at all. The speed of light is one of the strangest facts in the universe because it is not simply a very high speed. It is a wall built into reality itself. Human beings naturally assume that with enough technology, enough intelligence, and enough time, any barrier can eventually be broken. We crossed oceans, climbed mountains, split the atom, and walked on the moon. So instinctively, people imagine that one day humanity will simply build a faster spaceship and conquer the stars. But the universe does not seem to work that way. Light moves at about 300,000 kilometers every second, and according to the laws of physics, nothing carrying mass can ever reach or exceed that speed. The closer an object gets to light speed, the stranger reality becomes. Time changes. Mass behaves differently. Energy demands become absurdly large. Nature itself seems to resist the attempt. EMC2. What makes this terrifying is not how fast light is, but how unimaginably large space really is. People often think of stars as distant points in the sky, but they rarely understand the true scale involved. The moon is only about 1 light second away from Earth. The sun is 8 light minutes away. That already means sunlight takes 8 minutes to reach your face. But the nearest star beyond our sun, Proxima Centauri, is over 4 light years away. That means even light itself, the fastest thing allowed by physics, needs more than 4 years to arrive there. Imagine a spacecraft traveling at the speed of the fastest human-made probes ever launched. The trip would take tens of thousands of years. Entire civilizations could rise and collapse before the passengers arrived. DD, VT. This changes the entire dream of interstellar travel. Science fiction often tricks the mind into believing the galaxy is navigable like an ocean, where stars are simply islands separated by manageable distances. But the galaxy is not an ocean, it is an abyss. The Milky Way alone stretches across roughly 100,000 light years. Even if humanity somehow built ships capable of traveling at 10% of light speed, crossing the galaxy would still require 1,000,000 years. Human brains evolved to understand small distances on a tiny planet, not the horrifying emptiness of cosmic scales. Then comes the brutal problem of energy. To accelerate an object closer and closer to light speed requires increasing amounts of energy. At ordinary speeds, this seems manageable. Cars need fuel. Rockets need propellant. But relativity changes the rules completely near light speed. The energy requirements begin rising so dramatically that they approach infinity. In other words, to move a spaceship with mass at exactly the speed of light would require infinite energy, and infinite energy does not exist in the real universe. Gamma 1 V 2 SLE A 2. That equation reveals one of the most unsettling truths in physics. As velocity approaches the speed of light, the denominator shrinks towards zero, causing relativistic effects to explode. Nature places a mathematical warning sign directly into the structure of space and time. The universe does not merely suggest slowing down. It mathematically forbids crossing the boundary, and then reality becomes even stranger because time itself begins to distort. According to relativity, astronauts traveling near light speed would experience time differently from people on Earth. Imagine a crew traveling at 99% of light speed. For them, perhaps only a few years pass during the journey, but back on Earth, centuries or even millennia might pass. The travelers would return to a completely transformed civilization. If humanity still existed at all, everyone they knew would be dead. Languages could change, nations could disappear. Entire histories could unfold while they remained trapped inside their moving pocket of slower time. Delta T, Prum, Fraki, Delta T. This means interstellar travel is not merely a transportation problem. It becomes a problem of separation from human history itself. The farther humanity travels, the more disconnected travelers become from the civilization they left behind. Even communication suffers under the tyranny of light speed. A message sent from a colony 4 light years away takes 4 years to arrive. A reply takes another 4 years. Conversations between worlds become impossible. Entire planets would live in isolation, cut off by the finite speed at which information can travel. Another terrifying reality emerges when considering collisions in space. Space looks empty, but it is not truly empty. Tiny grains of dust, microscopic particles, and scattered atoms drift throughout the galaxy. At ordinary speeds, these particles are harmless, but at relativistic speeds, even a speck of dust becomes catastrophic. A tiny grain impacting a spacecraft near light speed would strike with the energy of an explosion. The kinetic energy becomes enormous because velocity contributes massively to destructive power. Genuine math, but what dull always, prefetch each 2, store content, KE2, MV2. At speeds approaching light itself, shielding a spacecraft becomes one of the greatest engineering nightmares imaginable. A collision with something no larger than a grain of sand could rip through metal like a bullet through paper. The universe itself becomes hostile to rapid movement. Space stops behaving like empty freedom and starts acting like a minefield. Even if humanity somehow solved propulsion, shielding, energy production, and life support, another cosmic reality waits in silence. The universe is expanding. Galaxies are moving away from each other because space itself is stretching. Some galaxies are already receding faster than light due to cosmic expansion, meaning their light will never reach us in the future. Entire regions of the cosmos are drifting permanently beyond humanity's reach. The observable universe is not a static map waiting to be explored. It is a shrinking horizon of accessibility. V, H no D, this creates one of the darkest implications in cosmology. There may be civilizations somewhere in the universe that are fundamentally unreachable forever, not because we lack technology, but because space-time itself prevents contact. The cosmos may contain infinite wonders humanity will never see, not hidden by secrecy or danger, but hidden by physics itself. All of this forces humanity into an uncomfortable realization. Intelligence alone may not guarantee cosmic freedom. Evolution taught humans to believe every frontier can eventually be crossed. But the universe may contain permanent barriers. The speed of light is not merely a challenge for engineers. It may be the ultimate prison wall surrounding every civilization in existence. Every species may look up at distant galaxies with dreams of exploration while remaining trapped inside tiny islands of reachable space, forever separated by the architecture of reality itself. In the end, the terrifying truth about the speed of light is not simply that the universe is difficult to explore. It is that reality itself may have drawn invisible borders around every civilization that will ever exist. Humanity grew up believing that intelligence could overcome any obstacle, that every horizon was meant to be crossed, and that the stars were our inevitable destination. But the cosmos may not care about ambition. The laws of physics do not bend for dreams, hope, or imagination. They simply exist, silent and absolute. And yet, perhaps there is something strangely beautiful about that, because even if humanity never reaches distant galaxies, the fact that we can understand them at all is extraordinary. Tiny creatures standing on a small planet, orbiting an ordinary star, somehow learned to decode the language of space-time itself. We discovered black holes, measured the age of the universe, and realized that light from distant stars began its journey long before human civilization even existed. That ability to ask questions, to seek truth, and to stare into the darkness with curiosity instead of fear may be the greatest achievement of all. Maybe humanity's destiny was never to conquer the universe physically. Maybe our true power lies in understanding it, in realizing how fragile we are, how small we are, and yet how remarkable it is that conscious minds emerged in a universe so vast and cold. The stars may forever remain beyond our reach, but they still inspire us to think, to dream, and to push against the limits of knowledge itself. And perhaps that is the real cosmic reality. The universe does not owe us freedom to travel endlessly among the stars, but it has given us something equally incredible, the ability to wonder. Thank you for watching this journey into one of the deepest mysteries of physics and the cosmos. If this video expanded your imagination and made you see the universe differently, then the journey was worth it. Keep questioning, keep exploring, and never stop looking up at the night sky, because every star above you carries a story older than humanity itself. Good luck, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next cosmic adventure.